Give me some more. If you want it, come and get it. I'm yours. Yeah, I'm sure. So what you waiting for? If you want it, come. If you want it, come and get it. I'm yours. If you want it, come and get it. I'm yours. Got this feeling inside. Falling fast, but I like it. You got that look in your eyes that makes my heart open wide. Don't know what I've been waiting to find. Falling fast, but I like it. Give me the floor. You want to come and get it. I'm yours. Yeah, I'm sure. So what you waiting for? If you want to come and get it. I'm yours. All day, all night, and forever. I think of all the ways that we can be together. Alright, let's apply the pressure. I don't think I ever wanted to stop, baby. Don't want it to stop. Oh yeah. On the floor, give me some more. If you want it, come and get it. I'm yours. Yeah, I'm sure. So what you waiting for? If you want it, come and get it. I'm yours. If you want it, come and get it. I'm yours.
Yep.
That'll never want it to stop. That'll never want you to stop.
That was David Archuleta. Come and get it. I'm yours. He's making the rounds lately. An American Idol favorite from about 12 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, with his hit remake of Imagine by John Lennon. And he burst onto the scene. I think he was like 18 years old or 16 years old or something, but he's all grown up now. And he is he has stepped away to deal with some issues with religion and being LGBTQ and came out and now is Come and Get It, I'm Yours. So it's quite a transition. Try to stay. This is Craig, Rainbow Radio here, Sunday morning at 10:09 a.m. on the 23rd of February. My last show this month. Next month, this time it will be, I think, the 2nd. Next week, it'll be the 2nd. And speaking of next week, I do have a guest coming up next week. And I am so excited. It's a very important, I think, guest on Rainbow Radio. I have had guests with similar backgrounds prior on the program. This guest is Trisha O'Brien. And she's from New Jersey, and she is here to share her story about transitioning and the trials and tribulations of being true to yourself and honorable and honest in so many ways with your friends, your family, and the world, and to be at peace with all that. Now, that's a lot. Trust me, that's a lot, especially in the climate of things coming on today. So it should be a very, very interesting I guess, program where we can discuss all things important. She did a autobiographical white paper called They Call Us Rainbows, and it's Trisha O'Brien. So she will be here this next Sunday. She'll be live in the studio, I believe. At least that's what I think. maybe that's what I'm planning on, and I think that's a good thing. And what else is coming up for LGBTQ this week? As of today, Saturday, 22nd, that was yesterday. Here are some upcoming LGBTQ events in Laguna Beach, Orange County, and the broader California areas of next week. Up first, February 7th through the 23rd is End of the Rainbow. It's the GEM Theater in Garden Grove, and it is a powerful play with music having delving into the final chapter of Judy Garland's life. So if you're a drama queen and you follow Judy Garland, well, I guess you don't have to be a drama queen to follow Judy Garland. She had a prolific career and a sad ending. But anyway, that is going on. That's called End of the Rainbow. And it's in the GEM Theater, which is in Garden Grove. And again, it's from February 7th through the 23rd. So today is the last day of this play. So if you really hurry, you can go and maybe get to see the last which actually, I've been in theater, and when it's the last show of a series of a show, it's always very emotional and very rewarding. So I suggest that. What's up coming up? Amazing Grace screening. That is February 26th at 6:30 p.m. in the venue, and details are available on registration. Celebrate Americans Black History Month with a special screening of Amazing Grace, honoring the legendary, the legacy of Aretha Franklin. And I have more. Okay, I'm going to dive into Aretha Franklin before I finish what else is going on. This, if you're not familiar, the Kennedy Center, which is in D.C., has long been a bastion of independence, non-political, celebrating many good things, honor, but mostly music and the arts. And they always have a Kennedy Center night, well, it was structured when it was set up so that the president can elect who is on the board and assign them and unassign them pretty much at will. And traditionally, it's never been kind of meddled with. And so, of course, it's been meddled with. Many of the board members have been terminated. Our president appointed himself chairman of the board of the Kennedy Center. Several performers and other organizations withdrew performing at the Kennedy Center. And to me, it's for political reasons. It's for the first time the Kennedy Center has been forced into a political situation. And Aretha Franklin is one of the performers at the Kennedy Center. And if you want to know what the Kennedy Center is all about, go to YouTube and key in Aretha Franklin at the Kennedy Center. She sings "I Am Woman," and I dare you to get through that without shedding a tear. It is just so heartfelt, and so what a wonderful entertainer Aretha Franklin is. Unfortunately, the venue that she was at is changing rapidly. We'll have to see how it turns out, but from the looks of things, it's going to be a much different Kennedy Center than it's been in the past. And that's tragic because I think, as it had been in the past, it's been a beacon of quality entertainment, honoring those in the industry from all walks of life, from James Taylor to, I don't know, many music groups and music singing individuals. And the one with Aretha Franklin is worth watching. So anyway, that's what's going on with Amazing Grace screening. And then Beth's Tuesdays here in Laguna Beach. Beth has her program on Tuesdays, once a month on Tuesday. And their music is a music series featuring diverse artists, fostering an inclusive community atmosphere. That's Beth's Tuesdays, and that is March 4th at 7 p.m. And then you can go over to Palm Springs, PS. And what's going on over there? At the, I don't know if I'm going to say this, Acrisure Arena in Palm, Acrisure. Acrisure. You know, you can't look it up because it's not I can't find any way to pronounce it. So I'm going to say Acrisure, ACRI, Acrisure Arena in Palm Springs. Is hosted by Coachella Valley Pride Hockey. This tournament features athletes showcasing their skills. So it's a Palm Springs International Pride Hockey Tournament. So if you're into hockey, today is the last day for it. You better rush out to Palm Springs. And then this next one you'll have time for, Cathedral City LGBTQ plus days, and that's from March 7th through the 9th, and that's in Cathedral City, California's first Pride event of the year, featuring live performances, a parade, a bed race, oh my, champagne brunch, and more. So that's at Cathedral City, and that's March 7th through the 9th. That's only 2 days. But at Cathedral City, I'm sure it's worth it, and that's what's coming up in the near future. And there's I do have more details on Cathedral City. There's a pool party. There's a VIP breakfast, an opening night, official lighting of the City Hall rainbow pride flag. Oh my. There's a free movie at the of Some Like It Hot, and there's a misconception sachet through the desert. Misconception anyway, there's 7, 8, and 9th. There's something going on for those 3 days, and that's coming up, and that should be lots of fun. Don't you think? Don't you think? Yeah, I think so. I think I have another song coming up here. And it's we'll catch you on the other side. Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars.
I just woke up from a dream where you and I had to say goodbye. And I don't know what it all means, but since I survived, I realized wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I'ma love you every night like it's the last night, like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, I wanna hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. Lost in the words that we speak. I don't even want to do this anymore, 'cause you already know what you mean to me, and all of the only war we're fighting for. Wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I'ma love you every night like it's the last night, like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, around and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you, right next to you, next to you, right next to you. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, I wanna hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. I wanna be next to you.
Oh, those Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. I want to be die with a smile. But I don't like that title, but the words, I want to be next to you. And that says it all. Sometimes we need to be next to someone, and for many years if possible. But that's just me. So what else is going on in the world? Well, it's kind of like, do we dare open that page in the book? I know, I feel like a lot of, I don't know, my friends or myself, we've kind of been avoiding the news because they find it so dissettling is a good word. But anyway, what happened this current week, from the 9th through the 22nd, because I didn't get a chance to present what was going on for the last week, because I did have a guest last week, and I have to apologize. With all good intentions, it was meant to be broadcast live on YouTube. Unfortunately, there were some unnoticed technical problems, and it didn't work well. But I do have the audio version, and I will retrieve it today and post it on rainbowradio.org. And you can listen to that program if you missed it last week with Dr. Neil Baer. A wonderful, wonderful program. I'm not patting myself on the back as I'm patting Dr. Baer on the back, because, boy, his message and what we discussed about many things important and the virtues of the power of medicine when it's used responsibly. And that may sound strange, so you may have to listen to the audio, and I will again post that audio program with Dr. Neil Baer. He has a book out about genetic engineering, essentially. And much like artificial intelligence has created a huge brouhaha about what is ethical and what is not, that pales to what is ethical and what is not when it comes to genetic engineering, and who has the authority to make decisions regarding what type of engineering is allowed for good purposes and protection from the world as a whole, or someone who might want to use it for bad purposes. And that's a clear reality. So it's something we got to think about. Unfortunately, it's maybe something we don't. But anyway, let's go on with this week's current week's events. For between February 9th and the 22nd, several significant events concerning LGBTQ issues have occurred. Policy changes and legal actions. Under this heading, on February 12th, Worcester, Massachusetts voted 9-2 to become a sanctuary city for transgender and gender diverse individuals. That's nice. This resolution commits the city to refuse cooperation with entities infringing on transgender rights, countering recent federal policies. February 14th, President Donald Trump signed an executive order cutting off federal aid funding for schools and universities, enforcing COVID-19 vaccine mandates. You know, I don't see how an executive order could do that. What is legislated that the federal government does, and what's legislated that the states do can be more than what the federal government. But if the federal government doesn't mandate it, and it's not a law, I don't see how an executive order can replace a law. Anyway, that's just me. Concurrently, significant federal layoffs were reported across multiple departments, and federal judges blocked executive orders restricting health care for transgender youth. So the judges blocked the executive order that had been signed restricting health care for transgender youth. Why would it matter to? It's a diversion. Ask me. It's all about money. February 15th, a second federal judge paused President Trump's executive order halting federal support for gender-affirming care for transgender youth under 19, following lawsuits from multiple states. On February 20th, a Montana district judge struck down Senate Bill 458, which had defined sex as an immutable male-female binary ruling. It violated the state's constitutional equal protection clauses. So that was in Montana? Yeah, Montana. Oh, my. Okay, moving along to community and organizational responses in the news. On February 13th, the National Park Service removed references to transgender individuals from the Stonewall National Monument website, aligning it with the federal executive order defining gender strictly as male or female. This action sparked protests and backlash from LGBTQ advocates. On February 15th, under the community organizational responses going on, Disney employees expressed distress over the company's recent cutbacks on diversity, equality, and inclusion initiatives, perceiving them as yielding to federal pressures. There's a lot to be said about the DEI, but I'll move along. International developments on the world scene with what significant events have happened this last week. February 13th, Australia surfing champion Tyler Wright, who is openly gay, announced her decision to compete in Abu Dhabi. She received assurances of safety despite the United Arab Emirates' strict anti-LGBTQ laws. And February 16th, Mushin Hendricks, regarded as the world's first openly gay I-man, was shot dead in South Africa, known for founding mosques that served as a sanctuary for LGBTQ and marginalized Muslims. Hendricks' death prompted calls for thorough investigation. So you get killed for trying to help someone. That's pretty bad. What can I say? Next, we have legal and civil rights challenges in the news this last week. February 7th, the ACLU filed a federal lawsuit challenging the policy preventing passport gender marker changes, arguing it violates constitutional rights. I hope the ACLU makes their case. I wonder how long that will take. February 15th, the Utah legislature, the UHA, approved a bill prohibiting transgender college students from living in dorms aligning with their gender identity, mandating that they reside in spaces corresponding to their sex assigned at birth. Well, that ought to be interesting. What's that girl doing in our dorm? Oh, my. February 18th, the Department of Homeland Security removed rules prohibiting surveillance based on sexual orientation or gender identity from its policy manual, raising concerns among civil rights advocates. Removed rules prohibiting surveillance based on sexual orientation. So, okay, they can just have surveillance just based on sexual orientation. Well, that covers everyone, doesn't it? Everyone has a sexual orientation. Oh, my. Okay, and then notable incidents this last couple of weeks. That's a good one to wrap it up with. In February, the body of Sam Nordquist, a 24-year-old transgender man from Minnesota, was found in New York after enduring severe physical and psychological abuse. 5 individuals were arrested and charged with second-degree murder in connection with his death. Man. February 14th, Hunter Schafer, a transgender actress known for her role in Euphoria, revealed that her new passport incorrectly lists her gender as male, following an executive order mandating the U.S. government to recognize only 2 unchangeable sexes. These events reflect a complex landscape of policy changes, legal challenges, and community responses impacting LGBTQ rights during this 2-week period. So there you have it. That's a wrap up of, I feel I need to go gargle now. So what do we have? Let's see if we can cleanse the palate here. With what? Oh, yeah, we do. This is a good one. Come on. This is...
Put your head on my shoulder, hold me in your arms, baby, squeeze me oh so tight, show me that you love me too. Put your lips next to mine, dear. Won't you kiss me once, baby? Just a kiss goodnight, baby. You and I will fall in love. People say love's a game you just can't win. If there's a way, I'll find it someday, and then this fool will rush in. Put your head on my shoulder, whisper in my ear, baby, words I wanna hear. Tell me that you love me too. Put your head on my shoulder, whisper in my ear, baby, words I wanna hear, baby. Put your head on my shoulder.
That is Life in 3D. They're a trio of siblings, and I've talked about them before, but I just they've done a couple other songs, and it seems they're classics, like "Put Your Head on My Shoulder." Those type of songs, they're hitting 3 and 4 million views in a short while once they're released, and they do have a lot of their own music, but it seems the classics seem to be propelling them much farther into the limelight. So if you have a chance, it's just such an endearing, sweet trio of siblings. There's one sister and 2 brothers, and they, as we likely know, siblings' voices can tend to blend quite well. It's probably something genetic, but that's the way it happens. And these 3 they've got all 3 ranges, and each individual one has great range as well. You could be a highly critical music master and listen to them and watch and observe the dynamics of how they put these songs together, whether they're new or old. It's well worth a listen. Anyway, it's Life in 3D on YouTube, and they have several songs there you can check out. And I'm unanimous in that. Yeah, okay. Oh. Next, it's history here on KXFM Rainbow Radio. I have a list of from February 16th through February 22nd on history, what's going on in the world. And there's several items. There must be 15. So we'll take our time with this and stop along the way. I tell you, this last week was a challenge. I had, there's some, get your shots, folks. Get your flu vaccines and your COVID vaccines and your shingles vaccines, if you're in that category, because it knocked me out for a whole week. And I'm back. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back in the swing of things. But now for me, it's a lot of catch-up time. So you pay doubly, out of commission. You feel like whatever, and then you got to do catch up. So here I am catching up. The list of significant LGBTQ plus events that occurred between February 16th and 22nd in history. Okay, so we're going back to 2016. The Italian Senate approved a civil union bill with 173 to 71 vote recognizing same-sex unions. Well, I hope they recognize marriage now, but unions always seemed to be a first step, didn't it? For many, it's a process. Moving along to February 17th, in 2023, a law legalizing same-sex marriage came into force in Andorra. And I'm not sure where Andorra, maybe that's where Andorra is from. Andorra. Okay, and in 2024, national publications began covering the death of Nex Benedict, a transgender teenager whose passing highlighting the consequences of anti-trans rhetoric. Well, I should probably dive into that a little bit more so we know what happened there. Maybe my next week. Or Nex Benedict. If you want to zoom it, it's Nex Benedict, Benedict. Moving along to February 19th, in 2004, San Francisco officials estimated that they had issued approximately 2,464 marriage licenses to same-sex couples since they began granting them on February 12th, 2004. And I remember that. San Francisco just decided that, to be fair, they needed to give same-sex marriages. They didn't check with anyone. They just decided that it was the right thing to do. Well, that got stopped, and then they had injunctions, and then but the marriages that they did do held. And then, Prop 8 came along, and they put it on they put it as a bill to pass and then to get Prop 8 got declared unconstitutional. So it started a process that lasted about 7 years, and ultimately prevailed. So, and who was mayor of San Francisco at that time when all this started? Our governor, Gavin Newsom. I don't know how anyone feels about him, but he was the mayor, and now our governor. February 21st, in 2012, the Biltmore County Council in Maryland passed a bill prohibiting discrimination based on gender identity. Good for the Biltmore County Council in Maryland. February 22nd, back to 1892, the birth of Edna St. Vincent Millay, an openly bisexual American poet and playwright who received the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1923. In 1987, death of Andy Warhol, an American artist and leading figure in the pop art movement who was openly gay. And in 1924, for February 22nd, protesters gathered outside the Oklahoma State Board of Education following the death of Nex Benedict, advocating for accountability and highlighting the impact of anti-trans policies. It's worth knowing more about Nex, N-E-X. These events reflect ongoing struggles. Here's additional. I found some more, though. Yeah. We're not done, folks, so hang in there. In 2024, Greece's same-sex marriage law came into force following its passage by Parliament the previous day. Moving along to back to February 17th. In 2023, a law legalizing same-sex marriage came into force we already had that one. Okay, February 18th in 2025. That's just a few days ago. Ducky, a queer nightlife collective, launched Rat Park, a project aimed at addressing chemsex within the LGBTQ community, with events running every Saturday in February. Well, I hope they accomplish some good with that program. Chemsex is quite a raging thing going on now. Chemical drugs and sex together, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I guess wouldn't be rock and roll, but moving along to 2012, 3 women in rural Cameroon went on trial for practicing homosexuality, making it the first time women were tried on such charges in the country, in Cameroon. And then the death of Andy Warhol, an American artist and figure in movement, was openly gay. And I think that's about, there's one more. Wait. Protesters in 2024, protesters gathered outside. I already had that one. Events. And then I have a picture of President Trump cutting off funding for schools and individuals with COVID vaccine mandates. Oh, so there you have what's the news in the news, and I don't have anything more to report. Except this next Sunday, I do have my guest on with, which is Tricia O'Brien. It sounds Irish to me, O'Brien. I wonder if she's going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Well, could be. And we have to discuss many things. Maybe we can discuss what happened to Rex. And I'll get the information on that one. So we have it. Okay. Yeah. And what do we have next? Oh, well, we have a little commercial here.
I'm Dr. Bob, KXFM, Saturday mornings. I'm the curator of rock and roll from 1950s and 1960s, Rockin' with the Doc, 7 to 10 a.m. Saturday mornings, 1047 Lagunas Community Radio. Tune in, turn on, keep rocking.
Well, that was Boy George. Come a chameleon. Sometimes we can all be chameleons, whatever suits the moment. I will remind everyone this is Rainbow Radio. We're here every Sunday from 10 until noon. And if there's anything you'd like published or announced or included in the program, please get a hold of me. That's Craig at rainbow-radio.org. Craig at rainbow-radio.org. Send me an email, and we'll make sure we get your message included on the air, whatever events are coming up or goings on. I know Laguna Beach Pride is still in the process of deciding the beach bonfire, which is the next event coming up. It might not be at the beach. It might be poolside somewhere. And that's an option and that we're looking at right now. All to keep everyone happy and in the groove, here in Laguna Beach. It's currently 66 degrees and very sunny and beautiful blue Pacific Ocean out there. It's probably a beach day if you're a hardy individual. It's only, it's not quite 11 o'clock. So, by noon it might be 70 degrees. I don't know. But anyway, that is a beach weather because the sun is nice, warms you up, and the breeze keeps you cool. So it's a day for, I don't know what the temperature of the ocean is. Maybe someone could clue me in on that. Because it's always nice to dip in the ocean after you get hot on the beach and need to cool off a little bit. Anyway, I say from here on, make sure you have a beach chair in the boot of your vehicle, the trunk, and maybe an umbrella. I don't know, but certainly a beach chair and a towel or two, in case you have an emergency where, I think I'm pulling over and I'm going to the beach for the next 3 hours because I need to. And in this day and age, that's all you need is to know that you need to go to the beach for whatever reason. Listen to the waves crash on the Pacific sand out here in Laguna. It's always a good rejuvenating feeling experience if you haven't done it. I remember years ago when my grandmother Althea, who had not been to the beach probably since her childhood, and she was, I don't know, we must have been in Santa Monica. No, we must have been near Santa Cruz. Well, it's up north near San Francisco. And she went to the beach and took her shoes off and waded in the ocean. And she just couldn't get over how fabulous it was. So if you haven't slipped your shoes off and waded in the ocean in a while, I highly recommend it. So what can we do next? We have one more song, and then it's the top of the hour. And we'll start this all over. So, yeah, Pet Shop Boys. Here we go.
Hey now, Billy Freed here, Executive Director of the nonprofit known as KXFM Radio, member supported. Did you know that we have over 80 people who do shows on our station, who volunteer their time to make great radio for you, our listener? That's quite something, isn't it? Do you know of any business where 80 people will work for free because they love it so much, because of their connection to that microphone that sends out that magic into the ether and into your ears? 80 shows on the all-new KXFM 1047 Lagunas Community Radio. Tune in. You're going to turn on.
And I am all alone. There is no one here beside me, and my problems have all gone. There is no one to deride me, but you got to have friends. The feelings are so strong. You got to have friends to make that day last long. I had some friends, but they're gone. Something came and took them away, and from the dusk till the dawn, here is where I'll stay, standing at the end of the road, boys, waiting for my new friends to come. I don't care if I'm hungry or cold. I'm gonna give me some of them, 'cause you got to have friends. Friends, that's right, you. Oh, you, yeah, you. I said you got to have some friends. I'm talking about friends. That's right, friends. Friends, I had some friends, but they're all gone. Someone came and snatched them away, and from the dusk until the very dawn, you know, here's where I gotta stay, and I'm standing at the end of a real long road, and I'm waiting for my new friends to come. I don't care if I'm hungry or freezing cold. I'm gonna get me some of them, 'cause I got to have friends. That's right, friends. I gotta be mine. Look around and see all of my friends. Oh, friends, that's right,
Village Laguna is now part of Laguna's Community Radio, KXFM 1047, Join me, Gene Felder, every third Friday from noon to 1 o'clock to discuss issues important to the residents of the city of Laguna Beach that are important to all of us. Remember, that's every third Friday at noon on KXFM.
KXRN LP, Laguna Niguel, Laguna Beach. KXFM on 104.7, KXFMradio.org.
Hey there, what's up, Laguna? I'm Janice Murray with news. Calling all high school seniors going to Laguna Beach High School or simply residing in Laguna Beach. Apply now for a Festival of the Arts College Scholarship. Applications are due online by February 28th. The Festival of the Arts has awarded more than $3.5 million in scholarships to local students. Scholarships are offered in 4 categories: film, performing arts, visual arts, and writing. Apply now. Call 949-464-4201. And I'm Janice Murray for news on 104.7 KXFM.
Hi, this is KXFM meteorologist Dave Murray. Excellent weather in play, above average temperatures right through the weekend. A very weak Santa Ana in place. A little low pressure system is going to come rolling into Southern California mid to late next week. And there is a chance of a couple of rain showers, so let's stay tuned. Doesn't look real impressive right now. On this Saturday, the early morning clouds give way to sunny skies. 71 at the beach, 73 the mountaintop, and the canyon 69. Just a delightful day across Laguna Beach. Tonight, clear skies, 49. Sunday, sunny, right around 70 for the high. Looking ahead on Monday, sunny and right around 70 again. Sunset, 5:42. Enjoy the weekend. That's my forecast. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray. Tune in, turn on to KXFM 104.7 Laguna's Community Radio.
We are on the downside of the weekend, but it is it's 68 degrees now in Laguna Beach. So as Dave said, it is a beautiful weekend here. We are so blessed and so fortunate in so many ways, and it's so easy to forget. Yes. This is Craig with Rainbow Radio here every Sunday from 10 a.m. till noon, and we're starting our second hour at 11:04 is the time as we share what's going on in the community. I want to talk a little bit more about my guest that's coming up, and I will forewarn you that the topics that we plan on discussing are of a serious nature, and they include self-harm. They include I guess mental health would be good, and they include many things that are important and concerning, and at the same time with a sense of optimism. So that is nothing is being held back on this next week's program. We're going to discuss forward, backward, upside down, everything about LGBTQ and trans people and the issues that are around trans and the false stories and the true stories and what I guess firsthand from not secondhand or from through any other lens, a discussion about transitioning and what it's all about. So I myself had some prejudices, and I learned that that my assumptions and my prejudices were really unfair. It's been an educational process for me, and I thought I knew everything, but I didn't. I don't, and I never will. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, as they say. So, learning, it's important to learn, and that's what our discussion is going to be with Patricia O'Brien. I can tell you a little bit about her, that she essentially moved here because of the climate, the political climate, and the, she'd probably agree if I just said in Missouri. She lived in Missouri and just felt that for her own well-being, she needed to come to a community that was more supportive and understanding. And so here she is in California, which is a pretty bold thing to do. Not everyone has that opportunity. And there's some reasons, I can speak from personal experience with Missouri. I lost a job after 11 years when corporate found out that I was gay, and it was pretty, it threw me off the tracks and took a while for me to pull it together. You say, oh yeah, it's easy, but deep down there's a lot of garbage and junk that goes with it when something like that happens. And that is from Missouri. So I certainly understand and have empathy for Trisha's decision to move here and for her own well-being and to continue her journey. So I applaud that, and I'm glad she's here. I'm glad she's going to take time to discuss, trauma and mental health battles that go on, the transitioning, and her personal mission, as she makes this transition. So it will be a very interesting, I think, meeting. It's we do have the request line is open for a call in if you did want to call in during the program and ask questions or field some questions with Patricia, or Trisha as she goes as. Trisha O'Brien, speak of the Irish. And that is, again, this next Sunday. I believe it's the 2nd, isn't it? I have to take a quick look at a calendar here. Yes, it is the 2nd, Sunday the 2nd of March. So as we march into March, it's Sunday the 2nd. I hope you can all tune in and we can be enlightened and share the love. I think that's what we're doing, is sharing the love. What do we have? This week is kind of relax and chill, and things that are I don't know. I've been wanting to play this next song it's been in my queue, but I've never had a chance, and I don't know why. It just touches a note with me. A note to touch the music, touching. Yeah. Anyway. It sometimes this is all you want to say. What's in this song?
My name's Luella Arrows, and you can catch my show Dream Gaze Overtone Friday nights, 5 to 7. We'll be grooving together to sounds of the underground, tunes with general behind-the-times beat, and heavy doses of reverb-laden ambiance. Dream Gaze Overtone Friday nights, 5 to 7 on 104.7 KXFM Laguna Beach.
Make someone happy. Make just one someone happy. Make just one heart the heart you sing to. One smile that cheers you. One face that lights when it nears you. Someone you're everything to. Fame, if you win it, comes and goes in a minute. Where's the real stuff in life you cling to? Love is the answer. Someone to love is the answer. Once you found him, build your world around him and make someone happy. Make just one someone happy, and you will be happy too. The answer. Someone to love is the answer. Once you found him, build your world around him and make someone happy. Make just one someone happy, and you will be happy too.
Oh, that's continuing my theme of making someone happy, and you'll be happy too. It's so true. That was Randy Rainbow. If you haven't heard of Randy Rainbow, again on YouTube, there's so much on YouTube. It's a very diverse channel. Anyway, Randy Rainbow has parodies and he's a comedy, and he does, comedy. You have to watch him. Just go to Randy Rainbow, and there's several clips of him singing. He's a song and dance kind of guy, and he's in New York. He started this little skit in his apartment, and it's just become a full-time comedy channel, and good for him. And so he did this. I've never heard him do a song, but he has a great voice, and so he happened to do this Make Someone Happy. And I thought I should share that with everyone here. I just peeked out the window. The studios here for KXFM are on PCH, and there's a beautiful view, if you step out the front door there, of the Pacific. And Catalina Island is out there. You can see it 26 miles all the way. It's looking beautiful, and it is just a glorious day here in Laguna Beach. As I'm watching the traffic go down PCH, I see so many classic cars and convertibles and non-classic cars, but convertibles. Let me suggest, if you have a convertible in the garage that needs to be dusted off, or you have a friend who has a convertible, tell them you'll take them to lunch if you can go for a cruise in their convertible, top down. If it's a little chilly, turn the heater on. Doesn't hurt to have the heater run with the top down. I've done it many times. And go for a cruise, and have lunch somewhere. Dana Point, Laguna, whatever, Huntington Beach. You got many miles to enjoy the view of the Pacific and this glorious day we have here in Southern California. That's, one of the reasons that it makes it work is what we have and what we share with everyone. And on this beautiful, there go a whole bunch of motorcycles. No, they're enjoying the day too, but it's great. I can see there was a classic Jaguar. I mean, with their top down and grinning from ear to ear, man, it is convertible weather. And if you have the resources that you have one and you haven't used it in a while, or even just a sunroof, I mean, yeah, enjoy the day here. You don't have to go to the beach. Just take a little, an hour drive. It'll kindle the spirit and bring happiness and love and and all this wonderful stuff. Yeah, I'm going to step back to a Katie Lang song. I did see her entertain at the Hollywood Bowl once. I absolutely loved it. And she paid a tribute to Tony Bennett. So this is one song with Katie Lang, A Kiss to Build a Dream On. I'm going to dedicate this to Michelle. Kiss to Build a Dream On. Here we go.
Give me a kiss to build a dream on, and my imagination will thrive upon that kiss. Sweetheart, I ask no more than this, a kiss to build a dream on. Give me a kiss before you leave me, and my imagination will feed my hungry heart. Leave me one thing before we part, a kiss to build a dream on. When I'm alone with my fancies, I'll be with you, weaving romances, making believe they're true. Give me your lips for just a moment, and my imagination will make that moment live. And give me what you alone can give, a kiss to build a dream on. When I'm alone with my fancies, I'll be with you, weaving romances, making believe they're true. Give me your lips for just a moment, and my imagination will make that moment live. Give me what you alone give a kiss to build a dream on.
Yes, a kiss to build a dream on. Sometimes that all it takes is just that one little kiss, and then everything blows up in your face. And you live happily ever after. Oh, yeah, okay. So that was Tony Bennett. I'm going to update it with Angel Baby by Troye Sivan. Let's get this thing shaken a little bit here.
I need a lover to keep me sane. Pull me from hell, bring me back again. Play me the classics, something romantic. Giving my all when I don't even have it. I always dreamed of a solemn face, someone who feels like a holiday. But now I'm in pieces, barely believing, starting to think that I've lost all feeling. You came out the blue on a rainy night, no lie. I'll tell you how I almost died, while you're bringing me back to life. I just wanna live in this moment forever. I'm afraid that living couldn't get any better. Started giving up on the world forever. Till you gave up heaven so we could be together. Oh, my angel, angel, baby, angel. You're my angel, baby, baby, you're my angel, angel, baby. I fall in love with the little things, counting the tattoos on your skin. Tell me a secret, baby, I'll keep it. And maybe we can play house for the weekend. Here at the blue on a rainy night, no lie. I'll tell you how I almost died, while you're bringing me back to life. I just wanna live in this moment forever. I'm afraid that living couldn't get any better. Started giving up on the world forever. So you gave up heaven so we could be together. Oh, my angel, angel, baby, angel. You're my angel, baby, baby, you're my angel, angel, baby. Oh, the sick and twisted nights when I've been waiting for you. Baby, was it all alone? Yeah. I just wanna live in this moment forever. 'Cause I'm afraid that living couldn't get any better. Started giving up on the world forever. Till you gave up heaven so we could be together. Oh, my angel, angel, baby, angel. You're my angel, baby, baby, you're my angel, angel, baby, angel, angel, baby, angel. You're my angel, baby, baby, you're my angel, angel, baby.
Oh, that is Angel Baby by Troye Sivan. If you haven't heard of Troye, he's got his head on his shoulders, and he's a very creative artist, young and handsome, and his music is a real joy. So if you go on YouTube, there is an interview with him where he's talks about life and many things in his world, and a very honorable, very good person. And speaking of good people, it's Eddie.
Honorable and
Honorable,
good.
Good.
That's me.
Well,
Well, that's what I strive to be.
I haven't
Greg.
got the background check back on you yet, so
Oh,
let's hold off a little bit there. I was last conversation was with your PO, and
oh, right. Who was
yeah.
also my father? It was also my father. Did you know my father was a probation officer for Orange County for 30 years?
Oh my gosh! Oh no!
Mm-hmm.
He
And
didn't recuse himself for anyone, did he?
No.
Oh, good.
No.
That's good, Eddie.
But he was a probation officer with Orange County for 30 years. It was great growing. It was great until I became a teenager and started acting out, and then I was constantly getting in trouble.
Oh my, double whammy there. Did you have you been listening about my guest coming up this next Sunday?
No, no. I need to hear it again. Clearly.
Okay, but it's Trisha O'Brien and transgender, and it's going to be a well, fair warning to everyone. The topics that will be discussed are very personal and very important to everyone. We include self-harm, and I just say suicide, and things like dysfunctional families, the trauma and mental health battles. And as I said earlier, she moved here from Missouri because of the political and social climate there that is so harmful and damaging. And I guess she retreated to California, which warms my heart because I do have a great space in my heart for California, being a native Californian. I probably a bit prejudiced. But anyway, Trisha will be here this next Sunday and in person and on the YouTube. And certainly, Eddie, if you have time, welcome to join us. And as we explore, as you said yourself, you've learned a few things about transgender and the issues that they're.
I have been enlightened since I've listened to you, Craig. You've really opened up. No, you have. No, I mean, it's not just something that we have to seek out information and knowledge and not bury our heads in the sand. Dare I say, we need to be woke.
I looked that up, you know what woke meant, and I decided I am woke, and it's not a bad thing. It's like it's not a bad thing. If you take the time to understand what the message is, the true messaging is there, and not the hysterical propaganda messaging, then you will realize really what it's all about. But anyway, Eddie, you're looking great, and I'm glad you're here, and I got to know what all is going on with you. Don't leave anything out.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. So, production's been kind of quiet. There are quite a few of these vertical short form things happening right now. I'm casting a particular project right now for some friends of mine that I've worked with before, and that's been fun. Getting to sit on the other side of the table.
Would you? I've been meaning to ask you about vertical short form because we hadn't talked about it since I don't know a couple months, and I keep looking at these videos. I'm thinking, is that one of them? And so, explain to the audience what vertical short form is.
So crazy thing. All the kids in Europe and Asia right now are watching these vertical short form, basically movies, so to speak. They're cut up into 1 minute, 1.5 minute to 2 minute episodes, and turns out that that whole audience for soap operas that we thought had gone away when the soap operas went away is still there because they love these vertical short forms. And what's happening is they are promoting them on these various platforms. One is called Real Short. There's another one called Dream Short, and there's several platforms opening up all the time. Vertical short form made up what I heard was 70% of the Chinese box office last year, to the tune of $5.7 billion, and they're expecting it to go to over 200 billion in the next 2 or 3 years.
So this is not just a little minor flash in the pan.
Oh no, this is coming. So here's the deal. These kids today, Greg, kids today are not going to be, they're not good. these and whippersnappers. No, they're not going to be getting Netflix subscriptions or going to the movies or getting Amazon Prime subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. They're watching these things on their phones. They're shot vertically. They're made for the phone, and they are obsessed. If you go to anywhere in Europe and Asia, you go on the subways or the dorms or this on campuses, and they're all watching these shows, and the titles are crazy stuff like "I'm in love with my boss's wife" and this one I'm working on with, "My childhood sweetheart" was the name of this one. I mean, they're all these different things, and it's all high drama. It's all very soap opera. The way it's shot, it's all very soap opera. The way it's acted, it's all very soap opera. But what the platforms do is they give you 10 to 15 minutes of content for free episodes, right? And then, excuse me, and then you have to pay tokens to watch the rest of the episodes. So these kids are all on their mother's and father's credit cards, racking up these for these episodes. Like $20 gets you 40 tokens or something like that. So you can scroll and watch several shows at the same time because the episodes are each like a minute and a half, right? So anyway, they have taken over the production here in LA right now. There's probably 20 to 25 of them in production in and around LA and Orange County at any given time. They're non-union. They are some of them are just so hard to watch because they're so cheesy, but some of them are actually done well and they're interesting and the acting is fun and interesting. And I have some casting director credits, and I've done some casting. So my friend reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you help us find some people to work on these things?" So I've been working on that, and it's been fun. I get to sit on the other side of the table and kind of watch these things. But the platform, one of the platforms is called Dream Short, DREAMESHORT, and the other one is called Real Short, REELSHORT.com. They have apps and stuff like that, and you can kind of like scroll through and like pick which one. And you cannot believe, you look at some of these shows, Craig, 37, 47, 50 million streams on some of these things. I mean, you can't get these kind of numbers on network television. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'd love to know these kind of things. We got to be informed here.
I know. So I think there's I would love, I'd love to do. It'd be so fun to like do a gay one, right? Do like a gay romance, not like not like naughty movies. There's already there's enough of that already. But these are like just like high cheesy drama. Kind of soap like a gay soap opera, right? Like your life, Craig. Like you're just like your life.
My soap opera life. I was thinking, what was that series on? The gay series. Robert
Gant was in it. Queer Folk.
Yeah. So we should have more queer folk. Something.
We should do one. I mean, look, I know there's a market. Someone was saying that they actually saw one of these things, like a gay one, on Grindr, which I thought that maybe Grindr's pushing these things out too. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
That number of hits or views or streams.
You cannot believe how many people are watching these things. So anyway, so what happened is the Chinese were so smart because what they did was they saw that this was taking off in Germany, in Europe, and in Latin American countries and in Asia, like, because they are obsessed. So they started thinking, well, it's bound to come to the US eventually. So they came over here and are here now. And most of these productions are Chinese backed. They're paying money to watch, to make these things here. So they're dumping a bunch of money in the economy. And while they still can. Who knows? Who knows how long that's going to last? But
well, we should have a Made in America one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of learning how to do this with the casting and the producing and stuff like that. And I'm also just very observant of what goes into making these things. They're basically, what they're doing is they're taking these like cheesy Chinese romance novels and they're pushing them through AI for translation, and they're cranking out these these scripts, Craig, are just it's a lot. It's a
I
lot.
want to say real quick here for the listeners, if you want to see Eddie and I right now live, we are live on YouTube. Just go to search YouTube for Rainbow Radio Laguna Beach, and you'll find Eddie and I there right now, and you can watch us as we talk.
Right now, let me ask you this about first of all, hi if you're watching live. Now if I wanted to stream this thing live on my Book of Faces or something, and could I do that?
Yeah. We could. I don't know how we could do that. So it would be shared on two different locations, is what you're saying.
Right. No, aren't you broadcasting live also on your Facebook? Or is that gone?
You can only do one with Zoom. So I've well, maybe I could do Facebook as well. I haven't tried it. I'll try.
Well, maybe I could. Maybe on my channel I could stream the show too. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I've been up to, doing lots of vertical shorts and or lots of casting for the, and you know, and they want the classic, super macho, men with, the soap opera look. And then like all the women have to be like the super soap opera look. It's very interesting. It's very, yeah. So basically what I'm doing is like, I'm looking at hot guys and girls all day. So
how disgusting.
I know, it's awful. I hate my job.
Well, certainly that niche market for LGBTQ needs to be represented.
I feel the very same, Craig. I mean, I feel the very same. I think I'm just the one to do it.
Well, yeah, I've got some things under wraps here in Laguna Beach. Hopefully I can unwrap them here shortly. Would play into this as well. So, which would be I'll just give you a teaser, some space to do production.
That
would be paid for and provided, and I could do production for lots of stuff, including vertical shorts.
Really?
Who knows? You know.
Oh my gosh! Call me later.
Okay.
Call me later. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find a way back into Laguna Beach, so I can darken your doorway from time to time.
That would be great, Eddie.
I could be in studio with you, annoying you there just as easily as I can from Los Angeles.
I'm sure there'd be a lot of locals here that would love to come and harass you as well. So it goes around,
It really does.
Okay, aside from the vertical shorts, what else is going on? Anything exciting that's how is your your spider thingy?
My spider thingy was great. I for listeners who have not been following, I booked an acting gig with Nicolas Cage in an upcoming series that's going to be an Amazon series. I can say that the series is around because there was a press conference and everything. So Nicolas Cage is doing Spider-Man Noir, which is a character in the Spider-Verse. He voiced the character in the films Into the Spider-Verse and that other one, I can't remember the name of it, but he voiced the animated version of this Spider Noir character, and now he's bringing it to life in a live action series that's going to be on Amazon. And I was fortunate enough to get a job and work on the show with him. And I finished one episode already, and it went really well. It was very dramatic, very horrifying, and it seems like whenever I can't talk too much about it, but I can tell you that every time I get hired, I can say every time I get hired to do something, 9 times out of 10, with the exception of Paradise, A Town of Sinners and Saints, I am the bad guy. and this job is no exception. I am not bad, Craig. I am just drawn that way. I am not unlike Jessica Rabbit. So true. It's all true. I'm excited. I can't talk too much about it, but I can tell you that I have never had more fun with a wonderful group of people, and it's always great on your resume to work opposite of an Academy Award winning actor. And I was very felt very humbled to be there. It was very exciting. I'm super excited about it. Also this week I have a role coming up in a Hulu series it drops on Tuesday. I am in this new series called Paradise, not to be confused with the musical comedy that I did. It's weird that I have two projects coming out with the same title, but it happens apparently. But I am in the new show called Paradise, starring Sterling K. Brown and James Marsden, and my episode drops on Tuesday on Hulu. So if you're not watching Paradise, it is a political suspense thriller with sci-fi, with a huge sci-fi element to it. It is very exciting.
Oh, okay. Well, and that's Paradise, and it's on Hulu.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Are you following Mid-Century Modern?
I am following Mid-Century Modern. Matter of fact, I went to see a filming of Mid-Century Modern.
Right.
I went on election night because I did not want to sit in front of my TV and sweat that whole disaster. So I brought my sister. We went and saw a taping. It was one of the last ones that Linda Lavin did, actually, and it was wonderful. I love that show. It was the taping was hilarious. It's going to be a really funny show. And I don't know, when does did they announce when they're dropping it on Hulu?
I saw that last night, and it said it said when it's coming, but it's in the next week or two. It's
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's soon. I don't know.
Oh, excellent. You won't be sorry. It's a really funny show. It's the same showrunners as Will and Grace.
Maybe my publicist, who does nothing for me at all, could text me that information, or my creative director. I forget what his title is these days, but
you have a creative director?
Yeah, something like that. Well, he's actually a very lovely person.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Well, I say so. So Mid-Century Modern, Paradise, and Vertical Shorts. Boy, we've covered quite a bit already. What and what else do you have coming up?
That's about it for me. I mean, I'm definitely going to be. I have 3 commercial auditions I got to put on tape today and send off to casting, which is going to be interesting. I'm very, it's funny. Like it comes in waves. This thing, you never know what's going on. I'll have a whole bunch of theatrical auditions, meaning like film and television, and then all of a sudden I'll get a bunch of commercial auditions, and I just throw them out there, and I help a lot of other people. One of the things I do, I'm a professional acting coach, and one of the things I do is I work with other actors and help them be the best possible versions of themselves they can be for casting, whether it be commercial, television, or film. That's what I love doing. I love doing that. I love working with other actors. That's something that I really, really enjoy.
Speaking of film, well, actually, 2 things come to mind here. I want to know if there's any fallout or anything popped up since Sundance Film Festival. But the other thing that is popping up now is that I see a parallel, and I find it interesting. Many of us want to write stories, and we never get around it. And like this last guest I had on Art Walking this last week, they said, this story has been bubbling in the back of my brain forever and ever. And I finally, when I had the time and the focus, and I didn't have the distractions of taking care of a family member, I was able to let what's been percolating my brain out. And she goes, and you got to be careful, because once it starts, it is, if you've been thinking about a story you want to write. But the point being is that I see a parallel between movie industry and book writing. Traditionally, the movie industry has been held back in a lot of ways. New movies have been held back in a lot of ways by the big studios. If you didn't have a big budget and a big studio, there was no other real venue. Now there's affordable recording devices, there's film festivals, and there's all sorts of means for someone to start. And if they want to mortgage their house or mortgage the house of their parents and get a movie out there, they can do it. Well, it seems that the same thing has happened with more small boutique book publishing companies are out there now, in a way where if you have a small offering, you don't have to go to Simon and Schuster. You don't have to go to all the biggies. You can go to an independent small, and they can still get you in the general listing and get you get to a point where you want, but they're willing to work with you and work with whatever budget you might have. And I found that interesting, because I think there's so many stories out there. that ultimately may become movies in which Eddie participates in, probably because he's got his finger in everything up there in LA. I don't know.
Every single thing, Craig.
He's quite prolific in every aspect of movie.
I've got my fingers on everything and
Oh, you're out of control. Oh my goodness. What my suggestion here is those who are listening, if you're thinking about a book, now's the time. There's no time like now, and there's so much easier with computers. You don't have to have an old manual typewriter and go through 12 reams of paper with mistakes trying to type it out or hammer it out. You can use your voice. You can just speak into the computer, tell your story. It will print it out. You can edit it. You can ask AI to edit it. You can, and you have no excuse right now. You have no excuse. It's simple. It's easy. And I have a story.
It is a really, really good time for artists. This is when artists flourish, when there's all kinds of things happening that are not within our control, and artists need to make art. They need to tell their stories, and there is no excuse for sitting around and not doing that right now.
That's a really super good point, because art has always been a bit in everyone's face, but particularly when it comes to politics.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a message and you want to get it out there in the art world, that's what art is about. It's provocative. It tells a story. It creates engagement and affects the viewer on a personal level.
And Craig, it will keep you sane. It'll keep the artist sane.
Well, that's really a good point too. There's so many, Ben, but I think because it allows you to have that freedom of expression that you didn't know you had.
And it gives you control over something. It gives you control, like looking at all these things, that are happening in and around the world today. You have no control over any of that. Yes, you can protest. Yes, you can vote. Yes, there's all those things you can do. But the one thing you can do as a human being, and I believe everyone has some kind of artistic temperament, or inclinations, in one way or another. The one thing you do have control over is making art and doing it. And it is a good feeling when it's all done. And don't do it for the the millions of likes or the tons of views or anything. Do it for you. Do it because it feels good to do it. And the more you do it, to please your own ear, if you're a singer or a songwriter, or your own sense of storytelling, if you're a writer, or your own sense of what you like as far as movies or whatever. Do it. Do it for you. And I have to say, when it's all said and done, you'll feel better. Just stay out of the results and just do it.
I remember my first art creation I did. I had so much apprehension because I was, you feel vulnerable when it's your first art piece.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to be judged. And I had decided that my first art piece was going to be in a very public space for people to view. And I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And when I finally did it, it was so cathartic and so rewarding.
Right?
I'm crying, I'm laughing, I'm perspiring. I can't get over this euphoria that I went through, that, okay, I did it. It's out there, and who cares who judges? It's me. It's what I want. And so it was a piece of art, and people would come into this commercial space and they go, oh, where did that come from? And I had an office nearby, and I'd overhear these conversations. So I go, oh, it's on loan from the Getty. Isn't it beautiful? Shut them up real quick, but they didn't know what to think. But on loan from the Getty. But anyway, the point being that what Eddie is saying, I just applaud and feel is so true, is that do it for yourself, and that creative outlet can provoke a lot of wonderful things for your personal healing or your personal expression or all your personal issues that you may have. I do have a dear friend who's a psychotherapist, and her thesis when she graduated was using art as a vehicle to help someone open up and express their feelings. And it's a non-threatening way to bring forward things that are important in your world that you're not sure how to express. And it gives you a voice. So yeah, art is healing and good. And whether it's a book, whether it's a movie, whether it's music, whatever it is, I think that creative spirits is in everyone, and it shouldn't be stifled. And I'm unanimous in that.
I think I hear you. I love it. If I may just I have one more shameless plug, Craig. One more.
Eddie, I'm used to it now.
You know, I forgot to mention. So a couple of years ago, I was in a film that premiered at Sundance Film Festival called The Accidental Getaway Driver. It's an original Orange County story. It was based on a true story. It happened in and around Garden Grove in the Vietnamese community, and I am in a film called The Accidental Getaway Driver, and it comes out in theaters on the 28th of this month. We're very, very excited. We had a premiere up here in LA last night, and I was not in attendance, but I don't have that a huge role in this thing, but I'm one of 2 or 3 English speakers in this thing. But the film is gorgeous. It stars Dustin Nguyen from 21 Jump Street back in the day. He's amazing in the film. It's directed by this guy named Sing Lee. He won the Best Director at Sundance Film Festival the year that the film premiered there, and it is out, and it's going to be out in theaters on February 28th. So
when did you do it? I mean,
I filmed it on the heels of Paradise: A Town of Sinners and Saints, the musical that I did.
Oh, recently.
I did it. Well, no, it was 2 years. It was in 2022.
Okay.
2022 was right after the pandemic. As a matter of fact, we were all still wearing masks on set.
Accidental Getaway Driver.
The Accidental Getaway Driver. It's based on a true story of these 3 convicts that busted out of OCJ and kidnap a Vietnamese taxi driver and make him drive all over town. And
that sounds familiar to me on some level. I maybe I saw something about it. I don't know, but yeah,
we might have talked about it here on the air. But it is the film is out, and I'm so excited for the filmmakers and for the cast and for everybody involved. And it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Oh, well, cool. Well, you can have a free plug anytime you want, Eddie. It's not a big deal, you know.
Thanks, Craig.
So we just have like how many minutes do we have left? Oh,
you have 7 minutes, Craig.
2.5 minutes. No, we have to break a few minutes before the hour, unfortunately. So, but so we can, and it's what is left not discussed. Let's see.
We've gone through everything.
Put your top down in your car, cruise to PCH, have lunch.
Can you believe this weather we're having in February?
I know.
It's crazy.
It's currently 69 degrees here in Laguna Beach.
Of course it is.
I know. we are so blessed with everything. Let's see. I got a message. Mid-Century Modern premieres on Hulu on March 28th.
Oh,
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's coming right up. That's from my publicist. So he came through for me.
It's the same day. It's the same day that The Accidental Getaway Driver premieres in theaters.
Oh my! That's gonna be a busy day.
Mid-Century Modern. Yes, you can watch The Accidental Getaway Driver and then finish off your evening with a lighthearted comedy.
And what wine pairing would go good with that?
What wine pairing is that? What you said?
Would go good with those.
Oh, something light.
Actually, a Chablis, or no, what is the pink one?
It's a Zinfandel.
The Zinfandel,
or a blush.
A blush. A blush wine would go good with Mid-Century Modern, I think. Yeah, that's what they have. Yeah. And then a Hardy Burgundy would go for Accidental. It's Paradise, isn't it? That's coming out. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. So now we got that all sorted out. We're good. We're good. Yeah, it's time. It's time, Eddie. Anyone you want to shout out to this week? I'm just so glad you popped in. You're the highlight of my day. So,
oh, Craig, I adore you. Thank you so much. I love seeing you. I love the show, and I'm so glad you're here and talking about all things queer in Laguna and all things that keep us.
The possibilities are tremendous here, and I will share them with you offline. So.
I can't wait. I'm very excited. You must call me. I'm dying to know.
All right, Eddie. Again, this is Craig at Rainbow Radio, KXFM 104.7 Laguna Beach. I'm here every Sunday from 10 until noon, and we bring everything LGBTQ and everyone. We don't discriminate. We include everyone in our programming. All kinds of preferences, all kinds of ethnicities, all kinds of kind people. That's probably the one requirement. They must be kind. You
Must
don't
be
want
kind.
any unkindness. Nope. Right, Eddie? No unkindness.
That's right.
So everyone, Carpe Diem, seize the day. Have a wonderful time. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Eddie, for being here.
Thanks, Greg.
Carry on. And what do I got queued up here? Oh, yeah. Maroon 5. That's a good one. Take it away.